G'day, everyone. Welcome back. It is Tuesday, so you know what that means. We're here for another interview with the one and only. This gentleman does not need an introduction. You've seen his name in the title, the one and only João Miranda. How are you, my friend? Let's do this.
Hello, Bo. Thanks so much for having me.
No, my pleasure, mate. Thank you so much for joining me. I know you're a busy man, so I really appreciate you sitting down and having a chat with us. So thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And how's your Tuesday been? Good?
Yes, a lot of work, working on a lot of new things, and it's crazy, the orders. It's like every day. It's crazy. I'm not now at my office. I'm in my home, but we work like crazy. But it's good. Thanks so much for asking.
Your second office, right? That's what it is. I think
yes.
When you work for yourself, you never really have a home, right? It's your other office.
Yes. Sometimes I work at home. Yes, I have over there some place to be, but normally I'm not here. I work I'm with the building with all of my team, and we all work in there. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And you don't sleep, it sounds like. You're just too busy to sleep.
No, I try to sleep like 5 hours a day. So
there you go. You're getting a couple of hours in, which is good. That's good. I love that.
Yeah. I think in magic, like even when I sleep, it's crazy. I mean, I breathe magic. Like Jeff McBride used to say, I really live for this, it's crazy, but I like it.
It doesn't seem like a job when you love magic so much, does it? It's part of your lifestyle now. So I love that. And I guess that kind of comes into where I kind of wanted to talk to you about. Like, I know a lot of people, I put a question up online that say, does anyone want to know anything about João? And I had a lot of people come back to me and say, we know who he is, but we kind of want to know his history. How did he get into magic and how did he get into creating? Like, can you give us a little bit of feedback on, like, a little bit of history on you?
Yes, of course. It all started with my father. He was not a magician, but he liked magic. I don't have any magician in my family, but he liked magic, and he started showing some tricks when I was just 5 years old, And since I was 5, I started to really love magic each time more. And at the time, there was not YouTube. I didn't have any videos. I didn't know that even magic shops existed, Mm-hmm. So I was really hungry for magic and to learn magic. And everything I learned was by myself. I didn't have any teacher, or it was all by myself. And while my friends were playing football and other things, I was only thinking about magic. It's the truth, it's crazy. And then I started to perform shows for family. And when I was like 15 or 16, I started to go to a magic festival here in Portugal, mm-hmm. which is very famous. And they invited me, which was the starting point. Then when I was 18, I opened a magic shop here in Portugal. Which was online now, also has its own physics store, which is in Porto, which is in the north of Portugal. And I had a TV show when I was 20.
Well done.
Then I wrote 2 magic books in Portuguese, which were a total sellout. And then when I was about 25, I continued to do a lot of shows. I did like hundreds of corporate shows, weddings. And it's from those experiences, really as a professional magician in the field, that I felt the need to create new things. And I will tell you how everything started. I had a smoke gimmick, which was from a company that I will not mention what the product is. And I was performing at the wedding, and I was very hot, felt very hot. And I had to remove my jacket when I was going to have lunch. And I could not remove my jacket because there were tubes all around me and a big battery pack at my pants. And I mean, I need to go to the bathroom and be there like for 15 minutes. And then that when started the whole idea of the smoke watch, Mm-hmm. And then it was one of the first products that my company really built. And then it was the blackboard, which was performed with many TV shows. And that's about it. So to resume, I'm like totally obsessed by magic. And it's very important that when people love something, they really pursue their dreams, So that's about it.
No, I really love the fact that you got into creating because you are a worker magician, and really the premise of you being hot, performing, spitballed you into creating magic and taking it to a whole new level, which is what everyone knows and loves you for taking products that we only dream about and making them a reality. So that's what, like the gravity reel, that was like one of my favorite products to play with, man. So thank you so much for bringing that into the world. No, I really appreciate that. And
thank you for the kindness.
No, again, and I kind of want to get into something now, the legacy system, the one that absolutely blew me away when I saw it at Blackpool. And I'm so glad that people are now outperforming it. Like I've seen a lot of live performances of people doing it. Can you tell a little bit about what the legacy is in case people don't know, or people coming on now to find out about legacy?
Yes. So legacy is not a trick, is not an effect. It's a system that allows you to create many effects. For people that don't know, I will explain the basic one, the most basic thing that they can perform. So the magician brings out his wallet and removes one blank card and grabs a Sharpie, for example, and makes a prediction. And in order for this card to not be touched, the magician places it inside the wallet again. The wallet can even be open. So really everyone see the card in full view until the end. Then the audience makes a lot of choices, like what's their dream vacation, or a person, the first person that they fell in love with, many choices. And the magician, with his hands empty, removes the card, which was in full view inside his wallet, and all the information is written in there. And it's a real Sharpie or a pencil. So it's not like a printer where people clearly see how it was done. No, it's not a printer. It really looks 100% handwritten. In fact, you cannot tell that this card with this prediction was not handwritten. It's completely impossible for the audience to say, because these kind of things that appear, the predictions, can be customized with the magician's own handwriting. So it's something that really looks like a miracle, you know?
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Legacy. Yeah.
Oh, that's the brilliance of it, because you do have the customization of each character, and you also have a variant, which I absolutely love, that you could create a variant of, say, letters like O's and A's and common letters of the alphabet. So even if a spectator were to pick it up and look, the next A that's in that word is completely different. And the fact that you can also have 4 lines of information makes it perfect for confabulation routines.
It's perfect. Yes, so it's perfect.
And you can also get into, you don't actually have to do it with a wallet though.
No, you don't have. You don't really have. You can, for instance, go simply to your jacket and remove 2 blank cards and show them, of course, using a frustration count. And then you can place the card which is blank on both sides for the spectator, and then you can have the information appear in this blank card. So there is not even a wallet into view, you know. You can actually even have an envelope. So you open a wallet, you take an envelope, you casually place it on top, and then by the simple action of picking up the envelope, you remove the prediction from the envelope and not from the wallet. So the wallet is only a way to disguise all of this. You can do so many things. In fact, you can simply have the wallet at your back pocket, and when you place a Sharpie at the back, you can simply palm the prediction, fold it, and make it appear on a box, or simply palm it and place on top of the table without anyone noticing. So you can have like a pile of 4 or 5 cards. You palm the one with the prediction, and you simply do this. You do another effects, and everything is written in here and nobody saw. So it's not about the wallet. It's about the system and what it allows you to do.
Well, that's one thing. The one routine I absolutely loved was the Haunted Hanky from the Benechek, when you did that performance. That was beautiful. I think we'll probably have a bit of a clip up on screen right now, because that was really, really gorgeous. And you're talking about pens and pencils. It's so easy to switch between the Sharpie and the pencil.
Yes. The great thing about the pencil is that with the Sharpie, you need to place ink every now and then. So let's imagine that you perform for 2 days in a row. It's important to place some drops of ink every, let's say, 6 hours or 10 hours. It's important, takes a few seconds. But the great advantage of the pencil is that first, the one that goes with the product is very, very dark. Honestly, almost as dark as a Sharpie, as zero maintenance. So you can leave the wallet and go there, and in 1 month you can perform it. You turn it on in 2 seconds in front of the audience, and you can perform the effect right away. You don't need to be so careful with the ink, you know. And its pencil cannot be printed, cannot be replicated. It's so, and you can even say that in your routine. Like today, I had a prediction. I wrote with the pencil, and then I thought that I was wrong. Then I erased it and I wrote something again, and I wrote something and something else. So it's great. The pencil is really, really good. It's cannot look more authentic than that, you know.
Exactly. Well, that was one thing I absolutely loved about it, because the pencil seems so innocent. Whereas like you said, printing, people will worry about it printing, but the pencil, people don't assume that is going on inside the wallet. And the battery life is great too. Like you're looking at 3.5 hours of the battery life. So of standby battery life. So you can have it sitting on stage in your pocket, ready to go while you're performing.
No problem.
Great way to close it set.
No problem. Yes. And if you were like, let's say that you perform for 12 hours, or if you are at a very long gig, you can use a battery bank to charge it. So in less than an hour, you have the battery full again. So it's not a problem at all. Yeah.
That's perfect. And there's other accessories you can get for this. That's correct. Like there's the holdout, and can you run? Sorry.
Yes, there are a few. There is the Legacy Small Wallet Kit, which some magicians, it's not that the wallet that comes with the trick is very big or very thick, as some people said, without actually seeing it in real life. It's more about the aesthetic. Some people that perform don't want to bring a wallet with their credit cards because it's disguised in the design. So if you want, if you have the small wallet kit, which does not occupy many space of the jacket, you can close your jacket. People will not see that you have anything there, which is amazing. And in 2 seconds, probably you are seeing now a clip. You simply go into the jacket and remove a wallet, very thin, very, very thin. You open it and you show the prediction. It's really, really clean. And also, you can actually, if you place the kit, which basically it's a holder that contains the gimmick. If you place it at the back, you can pretend, and you are seeing an image right now, pretending that it comes from the front pants pocket, which is unbelievable, because you remove it and you show that there is nothing in your pockets and does not really get any clean than this. Then you have the remote. The remote is if you don't want to have your phone in view for some reason, you can simply place the remote in your pocket. You feel the buttons and you can input dates, numbers, hours, and now even words, which is a little bit more difficult if you do it through the pocket. It's easier if you palm it, but you can still input words, you know, so you can, it's the input method is totally invisible, you know.
That's so beautiful. Do you mind if we go into the input methods a little bit? Because you've got, like you said, the remote, which is, when I saw that come out, I was like, that's going to be such I know a lot of people. There's also the other input method, which is the phone. And that is beautiful itself. It's hidden really well in the Android and iPhone Notes app.
Yes, because it really looks like the Notes app. You know, some people are afraid, I'm showing the phone. It's normal. Every single person takes notes daily on their phone. It's not, so if people are going to select many things, like 4 things, it's good to have the phone. Otherwise, even the magician will forget what the people said, and the people will forget. So it's nice to ring out the phone and write them down. However, I explain in the instructions some ways where that can be disguised. I'll give you one small example now. Let's imagine that you tell me the word Paris. What I simply do, I take out my phone and I do this. Oh, you chose Paris. Perfect. Let's write Paris. So, in fact, it's not needed to everyone remembers Paris, right? What in this moment, in the audience's mind, they never saw me picking up the phone because I picked it up. Oh, it's not important to pick. Everyone remembers, right? And 5 minutes later, if you ask for everyone, no one will see you picking up the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't really need to be doing this every single time, unless it's for a really big prediction, of course.
Well, that's the thing I love too. You can also have the spectator type in the words correctly.
Yes, type it down on the notes and show to everyone so that I cannot listen. It's a great excuse.
It is beautiful.
Yeah, so they type it down and show it around, and it's automatic because the magician can program the delay. So once the spectator stops writing, it automatically sends the information to the machine. So the magician literally does nothing. The machine does everything for him.
That's good. Yeah. That's great. And the whole device isn't needed on the internet, is there? There's no Wi-Fi, nothing.
You don't need internet. You can do it anywhere in the world, in a beach, anywhere. And it's much better than using, like, if some people say, "Oh, there is the Swami gimmick."
Oh yeah,
a Swami gimmick. It's much cheaper. It costs $30. Why should I spend $1,750 on that? Because there is the difference between the audience finding out the method or not. Because if you want to write 4 words on the card, you are holding the card like this for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And the writing will not be precise. People cannot even read what is there because it's very, very, I would say almost impossible to write 4 words without anyone being suspicious about what the magician is doing. One thing is to pick a card and be with a Swami gimmick, writing everything, and the result won't be good, won't be precise, will be a total mess with 4 words. It's totally different than showing your hands empty and showing a card. It's the difference between a magic trick and real magic. It's my opinion, of course.
Well, totally. It is 100% clean. It is beautiful because, like you said, you can show your hands empty. You go to your pocket, or you can even have it sitting on the table the whole time. Like there's a performance on screen right now of you performing at it and look like in a cafe where it's on an envelope. There's an envelope on your wallet ready to go, and you pick it up, hands empty, pick it up, open it up, take it straight out, and there's a number prediction on there. It is so clean, and that's what you're paying for. And there's a lot of thought, hard work, and effort that went into this.
Absolutely. About a lot of hard work because it cannot make noise,
Mm-hmm.
If you are like in a very closed room, if you perform in those special conditions, even if the only action of speaking covers any noise. So it really is virtually silent. People won't listen. And it's very hard because in magic, the problem with electronics that everything needs to be very small. The technology does not exist. So we had to create part of the technology and make it very small. So it was a really long time to make it happen. Yeah.
Well, that's beautiful because it also, the range on it is really good. It's 20 meter
really
range,
good.
Right? It is,
yes. You can go really, really far.
That's what I mean. I also love the fact that you can go far away and have all the information input in, and you're clean. It's really well done. And you're talking about technology. You also, which blows my mind, you offer a lifetime warranty on it, which you don't get that a lot with a lot of electronics out there. So hats off to you for that, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. It must be very important, the thing with other companies that produce these electronic devices that, okay, something happened because the magician fell to the floor and then they don't answer emails. And what happens with those businesses is that a few years later, they will go out of business because the magician will not buy again. This is not I want every single person that buys a product of my company, either it's an electronic product or not, I want it to work. So we'll fix anything. I want the customers happy because it's their investment. It's their hard-earned money that goes into this product. So if anything happens, I will be there as long as I'm alive. I will be there.
Well, that's what, as I saw that at Blackpool and Magic Live, you were available 24/7. That someone that had any question, whether it be big or small, about any of your products, and you were there to help them. Like I know at Blackpool when you launched, I remember seeing you at the table, running people through it all and helping them. It was none of that, "Oh, talk to me later, send me an email." It was you showed a lot of admiration and respect for those people that have been supporting you. So you don't get that a lot. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, if anyone wants to check out more on Legacy, a link will be in the description below. So I really appreciate that, João. But do you have time for a couple more questions for everyone?
Absolutely.
Perfect. This one's for me, actually. I would love to know what it's like working with David Copperfield. You have a close relationship with him, right?
Yes, I do. Yes, David is. I'm a huge fan of his work, and meeting him, it was in Magic Live, a few years back. And I've done several projects. Right now, I'm working on a project for David at this very moment as we are speaking. And it's great working with him because he's like the biggest name in Magic ever. And the thing is, many people might not realize, but he's the hardest working person I've personally ever met. Because he achieved all he achieved, which is the best magician in Magic history ever. And even though he does over 640 shows a year, and he's always thinking on new magic. Sometimes David calls me, and when I look at the time in Vegas, it's like 2 a.m. in the morning, So sometimes even 3 a.m. in the morning. And David's speaking with me about ideas and about the projects that we are collaborating with. And it's really inspiring working with someone like him, And if you go to YouTube and if you place David Copperfield and João Miranda, you will see that he has an interview with me. And it was actually David who called me to go there. And I felt so blessed with that, because he never did that with any other magic creator ever. So it was an unbelievable experience meeting David and going to his museum. If you ever go to Vegas and if you have the chance to go to his museum, it's great because there is all the magic of the greats. Every Ariodini prop is there, Harry Blackstone, everything, Robert Rodin, everything. So it's amazing working with him. It's a real pleasure.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of meeting David a couple of times, and he is just so passionate about magic. He hasn't got to a point in his career where he's like, okay, I'm here where I need to be, and goes to autopilot. Like, he loves magic so much. He just wants to talk about magic all the time. And like you said, he's the hardest working. I don't know anyone that's been in magic for as long as him and works as hard as him. Like, there's no switching off for that guy.
Yeah, there is not. He's really a workaholic, and I learned a lot with him, over the past, because I developed several things for him. Some electronics, some are used actually in his own show currently. And the way he thinks, and he's really so perfectionist, that he made my personal work for magicians even better. It's just the fact that I speak with him a lot, so it's really good. Yeah.
Well, it's good to see two great minds in magic and two passionate minds in magic colliding to create awesome magic. You can see that coming through. And I'm going to go see David's show now and try and pick out what is yours and what new effect you've got coming up with. I'm excited about that.
It's total secret.
Come on, you can share it with me. Let me know.
I cannot really say. I cannot. I really wish I could.
I'll hit stop on recording and then we can talk about it. No, that's fine. One last question before I let you duck off. I have Philip here. He's asked a question about why do you teach, or why do you show the method in your teasers and your trailers? Why do you show that off?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not actually the method. I mean, for example, regarding legacy, in this case, I don't show the mechanism. I don't show exactly what it is. But the thing is, lay people cannot find these things. What I mean is, people that go to magic shops are people that are interested in magic tricks, and they can buy these magic tricks, but the only people that really go to search for these things are people that are interested in magic. And if they are interested in magic, when in this case they want to buy a very expensive effect, I mean, I should know a little bit more of what I'm getting, I don't want to be totally, what am I getting? What am I buying? What's this? I think it's important for people to have some information about that. Of course, I'm not exposing everything about it. I'm not telling all the routines. And in fact, magic is not only about the mechanism. It's about what people do with it. Because people can know about the thumb tip, you know, and they know that the thumb tip is for the silk. But perhaps if you do, if you make sugar disappear with the thumb tip, they don't know how it's done. So it's about also the magician to change the things and come up with his own routines and their own magic. So I think that people that really go to magic shops are magicians. Lay people, I mean, if they go to a magic shop, it's because they want to know more about that, you know. So I don't think it's a issue at all.
No, I don't think it's an issue at all. And that's what sparked my curiosity and my imagination is when I saw Legacy, is if you would have just said, hey, this is a wallet and then written predictions inside, people would think Swami or people are thinking, well, that kind of stuff. The fact that you showed kind of what's going on in there, that led people going, what I can do this with it now. I can do this with it now. And that sparked inspiration. And like you said, magic is all about what the magician does. You're just giving them a prop and they create the magical wonder for everyone that they're performing to.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
I love that you kind of show that, give them enough information so they can, like you said, they're spending enough money on it. They want to know what they're spending their money on, but also enough to keep the secret from them,
of course,
and from prying eyes from the outside world. So
of course.
I love that.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate, I've learned so much right now, João, and I really appreciate you taking the time to hang out and talk with us today. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
What do you got planned for the rest of the day? You got another meeting coming up?
Yes, I have another meeting, and then I will be with my children, which is now 3 years old. And then I will have something working. I'll work on something again for David. And that's it. And tomorrow, another day, because we are really like a company, you know, like me and my team work 8 hours every single day, Monday through Friday, you know, because some people might think, oh, okay, he's a magic creator and he creates this. And no, we really work 7 people, 8 hours every single day, you know?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you know, it's not easy because there must be a lot of thoughts about the production, the timings, the orders, the customer support is very important. It's a lot of work, but once again, I have a great team of people. They are really some of the best at what they do, really.
No, I appreciate it. And that, like I said, that shows, because any time of day someone messages you, they're going to get a response back. And that's what I love. And even like I said at the convention, so I appreciate that. So I'll let you get off and respond to probably some questions, probably because you've probably accumulated a few since we've been talking. So I appreciate that. You go off and have a great night, João. And thank you so much again for joining us.
Thank you so much. Talk soon. Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
See you, mate. Bye.
Ciao. Thank you.
Whoa, look at this. Whoa, so much good magic in there. You need to check this out. You're not going to regret it. I pinky promise you. Oh, whoa. Look at this. This shining diamond over here. What is this? Beautiful. You probably should click that if you haven't subscribed yet. But then you should definitely check out this, because this is good. Treat yourself.